our whales today. Now, before anything really gets started, I want to give you guys a little bit of a splash warning, just to make sure everyone is aware that we do have 4 really big killer whales in our habitat right now, right? So sometimes water can splash over these ledges on accident and splash onto the ground. So if you do have anything that's valuable on the ground, like a purse or a child, you might want to pick them up so that you don't get splashed on accident, okay? Now, we do have about 7 million gallons of water right here in Orcas Stadium, while the entire park has about 14 million. So we have half of the park's water right here in our Orcas Stadium, and its temperature is about 52 degrees. So it is pretty cold.
It's not bad.
Now, today you're getting to see something cool, like I said. You're getting to see all 4 of our killer whales together right now. So their names are True, Makayo, Milani, and Malia. Now, they're all sitting across the way over there, so I'll tell you guys how we can tell them apart. Do you guys have any ideas? No, I know, they look exactly the same to most of you guys, right? Now, it's very, very small identifying features on them that we're able to see that helps us be able to identify them. So, I'm going to go over some of those so that you guys may be able to see them and identify them as well. So first, with Malia. Malia is one of our smaller female killer whales, and she has more of an almond-shaped eye patch. Now that eye patch is that white section right above their eyeball, and it's actually not their eye, even though a lot of people think it is. Their eye is directly underneath it. So her eye patch has more of an almond shape, which you can see when she's compared to the other killer whales. And that's a way for us to tell her apart. Now with Milani, she actually has 3 little bitty stripes on her eye patch. They kind of look like eyelashes. So we like to say that those are her eyelashes. So you can kind of see those sometimes when she's sitting up in front of you. You'll be able to see that compared to Malia's more almond shaped. Now with the male killer whales, they are a little bit bigger, so that is Makayo and Trua. So Makayo, he's a little bit smaller than Trua, and that's kind of an easy way for us to tell apart. But also, Trua does have freckles. So he's our only killer whale that has freckles, so it's really, really easy to tell him apart. He's actually the easiest one to tell apart. So he has a freckle on his eye patch, and he has one on his chin and his belly. So that's a good way whenever they all sit up together for us to be able to see who is who. Now, I know that you are getting to see some cool stuff, so like I said, this is a pretty cool session. So what the trainers are doing right now is talking about what they want their next step to be. So training isn't as easy as a lot of people think. We have to think outside of the box. We have to kind of see what the animal is showing us. We have to really use our brains sometimes to figure out what the animals need for each session. So throughout our day, we have different sessions every single day. Do you guys like doing the same thing every day? I definitely don't. So we want to make sure that the whales have a very variable day. So that sometimes can include maybe some ice cubes for fun. We can give them some toys. So if you kind of look, it's kind of hard to see where you guys are sitting, but if you look to our right over here, there are some killer whale sized toys over there. I don't know if you can really see them, but they get really, really big toys because they are really big animals, right? So sometimes we can give them toys, we can give them those ice cubes, or maybe even Jello. Did you guys know that they like Jello?
Yes.
Now, it's not like strawberry or lime flavored. We like to color it with food coloring, but it is sugarless and flavorless Jello, which is a way that we're able to reinforce them too for doing really good things. So right now, you're getting to kind of see them in their natural environment, right? They're swimming around together. They're kind of figuring out what they want to do, while we're figuring out what we would like to do for this session. So like I said, we have all of these different training sessions that we do throughout the day. So sometimes we can do a husbandry session. Do any of you guys know what husbandry means? It's not to train your husbands, I promise. You guys have any idea? It's basically just a fancy word for medical care. So something that's important that we do is to make sure that our animals are completely comfortable doing any of those voluntary healthcare behaviors. So one of them can be to get a blood draw. Do y'all have any idea where we would get the blood on a killer whale if we need to do a blood draw? Do y'all have any ideas? What's up, girlfriend? Close. They actually get it from their tail. Did you know that? So on their tail, if they are flipped upside down, if you guys look very closely, they actually have some blood vessels that run on the underside of their tail. So it kind of looks like what our arm looks like when we go to the doctor. So if they flip over, you'll see those blood vessels, and that's actually where our veterinary staff can get that blood sample from, We do that about once a month, just as a routine to make sure that they stay really healthy. I think it's really cool because a lot of people don't know that, but that area is a good area to get that blood sample. Now, another thing that we can do for husbandry behavior is to weigh the killer whales. Now, do you guys know where their scale is? Do y'all have any ideas? It's actually, it's directly across from all of you guys, that big silver square. Do you guys see that silver square where the whales are kind of sitting in front of? Yeah. That is actually their scale. So we can do this about once a week, and we weigh them to make sure that they are staying healthy. So for us to weigh them, they actually are able to just slide straight up onto that scale, and what they do is they will lift their tail so that we can completely weigh and get their correct weight. Just like if you had 1 foot off the scale, it would be accurate, right? So we make sure that their tail is all the way up, so we can make sure that we have an exact weight on them. So Trua is in about 8,000 pound range, so he's our largest whale. He's our killer male, who is a male who is 20 years old. So he's our largest. He's the one that has the freckles. Then we have Makayo, who is 15. He is our youngest killer whale. And he weighs about in the 6,000 range. Our two females, Milani and Malia, weigh in the 5,000 range. So they're eating a bunch of fish every single day. Do y'all have any idea what they're eating? I thought you said macaroni at first, and I was like, not quite. They do eat herring. They eat capelin too. They also eat salmon. Are any of you guys eating salmon? They eat salmon, but they eat the whole thing. So they eat the whole entire body of the salmon. They actually eat all of their fish whole.
Look, they're coming.
Now you're going to get to see all 4 of them swim right in front of you guys. So this is really cool. This behavior is called a pod swim. So sometimes you'll see them out in the ocean in little pods swimming like this. So you're going to get a good look at all 4 of them swimming right next to each other.
That's beautiful.
So the whale that was closest to us was Malia, then it was Milani, then Makayo, and then Trua. And there's some of that water that I told you guys might happen to splash out right there. So that was really cool. You got to see all 4 of them swim together. Now you're going to see all of our trainers have their whales sit right in front of them. And guess what they're going to get? A bunch of fish. So watch how much fish the trainers were giving them. Big handfuls, right? These are big killer whales, so they eat a lot of food, like I said. They eat about 100 pounds of food every single day.
We're gonna go splash, bro.
All right, now they should be coming directly across to where Sarah was right there. So you'll get to get a good look at all 4 of them when they sit up.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh. Oh, they were right here.
That was a quick glance, but you did get to see all 4 of them right there.
Oh.
So if they do come back and sit up again, I'll tell you which order they're in. But right now, from left to right, from where we're standing, Malia is all the way on the left. Then we have Milani. Makayo is in the middle right here, and then Trua should be the last one on the right. So we are working on them doing some behaviors together, because remember, we're working on them being a pod. And it's okay if they don't want to do behaviors together as well. We will never make them do something that they don't want to do. Everything is completely voluntary, but we're always working on training different things or different behaviors. Now here come the girls to the right. That's the left, but there they were. And here comes Makayo right here in the center. What a cute guy. You guys get a good look at him? Now, like I said, we do all these different training sessions throughout our day, right? I kind of talked about some of the husbandry things, but let me go back to that for a second. Another thing that we can do to get a sample on them is we can get a urine sample, we can also get a fecal sample, and we also can hydrate them. So if you look across the way at the stage, there is a water jug over there by Justin. So that's actually water that we are able to give them. Since they swallow all their fish whole, they actually will drink this water and it just goes completely down and then they swallow it. It's really cool that we've been able to train them to just drink water like how we drink water. Now Now, another behavior or training sessions that we like to do are called relate sessions, which is where we get to kind of relate with them. We can do fun and cutesy things where we're giving them like a massage. Maybe they can get some of those toys like I was talking about, or even some of the things that they enjoy like the ice cubes and the jello. So right now what they're doing, you'll see that our 2 female killer whales are over here, and our 2 male killer whales are back here. And we are really, really grateful that they are able to kind of separate themselves for a second if they need to, but then they can come back and work together as a group. So you'll see this out in the ocean sometimes as well. So our female killer whales are over there by the windows. If you're at underwater viewing, you may be able to see their tail. They're down there by the windows right there. Now that was them also making those vocals. That sounded like Taylor Swift, right? Wasn't that pretty good? Yeah, I love that. Now you're getting a pretty good look at their entire body from this angle right here. You guys see their tail? So it's kind of hard to see from here, but that's how we would be able to get that blood draw that I mentioned earlier from their tail. They're kind of giving you a little bit of a wave to say hello to you. And now we have some of our male killer whales back in our habitat as well. So we have all these different doorways through our habitat that you guys may notice that they're able to go in and out of. So like I said earlier, we have about 7 million gallons of water in Orca Stadium. Now we have about 7 different rooms in our house. So I like to kind of picture this from home, right? So they have 7 different rooms that if we were to open these doorways, they would have 7 different rooms that they could swim into. So we like to give them different rooms throughout the day to change it up for them too. So that was Makayo's tail that you guys just saw. Trua is in the back over there, and then our 2 female killer whales are still right here. Now, like I said about training, right? It's a lot harder than people think. So we work as a really big team. You'll see there's a bunch of us, right? You see all of us like a little army in our wetsuits. That is because we are all working together as a team to kind of see what the killer whales need from us or what we can give to them on our training side. We're all really smart. Did you guys know that? Okay, I didn't really hear a lot of that. I don't know if they believe us, Sarah. But we think about every single step of the day in all of our sessions. Now, a way for us to communicate to all of the killer whales too is by our whistle. So you guys see our really fancy whistle right here? Does it make it look cool? I know. So. It's right here, okay? So this is how we're able to communicate to the killer whales. Now, they can actually hear our voice to an extent, but they can't hear it completely on the same frequency that we talk. So they are using our body language just like how we can read their body language. But there are going to be times where we need to communicate to them, so we use this whistle to be able to tell them, hey, that was amazing, or that was correct. Now, you guys got to see all 4 of our killer whales today, which is really, really awesome. Now, we're still working on a lot of different training sessions with them, so we are going to actually take a little bit of a break and let them swim around and kind of just hang out together as a pod. And then the trainers, like me and Sarah, will come by and say hello to all of you guys. We're going to answer any of your questions. So this is just a part of our job to let them kind of figure out what they want to do, and then we'll figure out what we want to do, our next steps. So I'm going to let them kind of figure that out as a pod back there. But I hope you guys had a great time right here. Did y'all have fun? Do y'all feel like you learned something? Perfect. I love it. All right, guys. Well, you'll get to see some really cool stuff. See the killer whales just kind of hang out on their own. Me and some of the other trainers will be coming by to answer any of your questions. If you don't have any questions, though, I hope you guys have a great day right here at SeaWorld Orlando, okay? Bye, everybody.